Well, hello everyone. I'm
Oh, I
Andrew and
like
he's
that.
Ethan, and welcome to another episode of Gridiron and Gridlock.
Indeed.
Uh, and today we're talking about the big news, Mercedes F1 news. George Russell and Kimi Antonelli are staying with Mercedes in 2026, which is a big W for Mercedes, I think, for next season.
Yes. Agreed. I think, and for context, if we say like we said last time, it's because we did just record this for 20 minutes and I found out my mic wasn't on for any of it. Um, so we're, if we say like we said last time, that's where that's coming from. Like I said last time, I think that's good. I know they haven't confirmed how many years. I think it's, like you said, definitely more than two. Just on the level of they'd be foolish to say this is who we're putting our energy towards for next year as a trial basis for a team. I think they need to put more attention into Antonelli. And Russell's a great leader.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was a great move just because, I mean, you look at past, since summer break, they've been consistently top six, taking out, like, I think Antonelli maybe had one DNF since summer break,
Yeah.
but, like, they are always in the top six, it seems like, recently. And so this team just keeps getting better, and I feel like that puts Mercedes into the constructors conversation for next season,
Yeah.
locking these two guys down. But George actually suggested in June that one reason for a delay was that Mercedes was speaking to Max Verstappen. But Verstappen debunked that rumor pretty quickly, just saying that no, he's staying with Red Bull. Um, and so realistically, that gave, I mean, Russell and Antonelli, where else would they go? I mean, there's obviously Verstappen's seat is open. VCarb has their seats open, and Alpine as well. But I mean, this made sense, and even Mercedes confirmed today that it was just a matter of when, not if. So
Yeah.
they knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I think it'll be good. I think with the regulation changes, the engine's going to be different, aerodynamics going to be different, the car itself is going to be smaller, maybe making Monaco somewhat enjoyable to watch for once. Um, I think I think this is a good, solid squad. You've got a rookie talent that is supposed to be insanely good. Like, I mean, people are calling him the next Verstappen, and I think he has yet to show that. But I also think he wasn't given enough development in between F2 and F1. I think it was so focused on the media storm from Hamilton that Mercedes were just kind of like, "Yeah, we'll get to you in a second." Um, I think you've got a rookie talent that's supposed to be insanely good, and then you've got Mr. Consistent himself teaching him with all of his experience. That will be, and George Russell is not old. I don't think he's done with F1 for at least another 5-10 years. I think that is a very dangerous lineup coming with new regulations, new car,
Yeah,
new season. Like, I that is a very dangerous lineup for years to come.
I agree. I think Mercedes they're in it for the long haul with these two. Even if the contract details are just a year or two, I don't see any reason for them to shift from those guys.
Yeah, no.
But Ethan, you have a bit of news to share. Well, not really news, but there's a lot of rumors swirling
Yes.
recently.
So, speculation news, and I think um, uh, I'll go over the one that's more concrete that a lot of people are on board with, and then I'll go over the one that's a little more far fetched. The more concrete one, and this has been going on, I want to say since the summer break. Hadjar to Red Bull. That would be such a smart move. He's shown how talented he is. I would say he is the rookie of the year so far based on performance alone. I think if offered, he would take it. However, I think it would come with a little bit of a oh crap mentality because I think, and a lot of people are in agreement with me, I would say that the V carb is better than the Red Bull right now. You don't have Max Verstappen in that front seat. You have any other driver in that first seat. I think Red Bull would be trailing V carb in the constructors. Maybe not by much, but still. So I think also, and this is something I forgot to mention the last time we talked about this. Where does that put Yuki? There's no way he's gonna want to go back to V carb, and if he does, it would only be if he can promise himself that it is a better car than Red Bull. But he's been chasing that promotion for 3 years now, I think, something like that. and he finally gets it. He has his shot. He's been given a longer chance than most other Red Bull drivers have gotten.
I mean,
think
usually he's sitting around what? Around P10, P11?
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of sitting around the middle of the pack, it seems like this year.
Yeah, and I mean, last year, Perez, that was... Arguably, he was worse last year. Perez was doing worse than Tsunoda is this year. Perez was... I mean, he'd randomly get that, like, 5th position, finish or quali, but then most of the time he was in the bottom, I'd say, 12th or worse. I mean, it got to a point where even I was like, oh my god, switch Yuki with Perez, and you might win Constructors. And then they dropped him for Liam Lawson, and I remember at the time, at first I was like, why Lawson and not Tsunoda? And then I was kind of like, you know what, maybe they'll develop Lawson better than they will Tsunoda, and then they gave Lawson 2 races, and then dropped him for Tsunoda. I think if they bump up Hadjar, Yuki will not want to go back to VCARB, so he may check out other options first. I also think Hadjar is going to be a little hesitant to say yes to going to Red Bull.
Well, what's funny, though, is you say what's next for Tsunoda. I mean, what is next? Because you're right, he's not going to go back to VCARB.
Nope.
And then his only other option would be Alpine.
Yeah. And you know what? I think Alpine would take him on the level of Colapinto and Doohan haven't really proven to be...
I think they would take him as well.
But yeah. I think Yuki would be smart enough to be like, oh, I'd go to VCARB over Alpine any day of the week. That's what I would do.
Right. Yeah.
But we'll see. Like I said, that's just speculation. And then here's the one that I think will lead to a bigger chain reaction. It was talked about a little bit right before the summer break, and it's been resurfacing again.
It's picking up a lot of steam.
Yes. Piastri and Ferrari are flirting with each other. I don't know who showed interest in who first. I'm going to guess Piastri showed interest in Ferrari first because of the situation he's in at McLaren. I think... I don't think that's going to happen because of who Ferrari has. They've got that 7-time world champion in Lewis Hamilton that I can't believe I'm doing this because I am a professional Hamilton hater. He has yet to get accustomed to that car. So I think they might want to give him a little more time, but also he himself has said he's useless. He's not as good as he used to be. I don't think he's useless. He's still scoring points. But he's not in his prime anymore. He can barely keep up with his teammate Leclerc, who can barely keep up with Verstappen.
Yeah.
And I think,
heck, Leclerc can barely keep up with the Mercedes right now.
Right, exactly. Like, I would say him, Russell, Norris, and Piastri are all on pretty equal level in terms of raw skill. And that's including all of their experience and racecraft and awareness and everything and pace combined. And Hamilton can barely keep up with any of them. I mean, even last year... Hamilton barely beat Russell. Actually, no. I don't remember which one of them was ahead of the other, but barely beat Russell or barely lost to Russell. I think, not saying Russell's bad, because he's not. He's good. But I also think, everybody puts so much stock into Hamilton being the best driver or one of the best of all time. And, right now, he was. He's not now. And I think Ferrari needs to kind of hit that point where, okay, he needs to develop a little quicker than he has been. And they need to prioritize results over PR. Because results are the best PR, right? And I think Piastri would do that. I think Piastri and Leclerc, similar personalities, somewhat similar driving styles. However, I think Piastri will run into the exact same problem he's having at McLaren. He has the talent to be a number 1 driver, but there's a clear favorite.
Well, now, here's the thing. We talk about this, and we have talked about this where, he takes Hamilton's seat. But I actually did see an article recently that suggested it would be possible that Leclerc is exiting, and they're making an exit plan for Leclerc, and it would be Piastri Hamilton, and I don't like that. I mean, again, these are all just rumors, but, is there a world where Leclerc is out? I mean...
I think... Jokes have been made about, Ferrari being clowns when it comes to strategy and how they make their car and certain things that they say and do. I think they have been shooting themselves in the foot a lot. I think if they drop Leclerc instead of Hamilton, and this is all if Piastri decides to jump over. I think if they decide to drop Leclerc instead of Hamilton, they're not just shooting themselves in the foot. They have literally aimed a tank barrel at their face and said fire. Like, there's no coming back from that because Leclerc's dream is to win a championship with Ferrari, whether it be constructors or drivers.
Right.
I think he is a better driver than Hamilton. I would say half
this
the
moment.
grid is a
This
better
moment,
driver than
absolutely.
Hamilton. Yeah, right now. At this moment, like this year, 2025, I would say I
Yes.
can name 10 drivers that are better than Hamilton.
I mean, even the standings reflect that too.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And again, he's getting used to the car, but I'm also taking into account last year when he was in a car he was familiar with.
Right.
I think we've hit a point where drivers, specifically Hamilton and Alonso, who are chasing after things that, let's be honest, are a little bit past their time to achieve. Hamilton's not going to get his 8th championship. Sorry. And yes, I said 8th. Everybody who thinks he should have won in 2021 in Abu Dhabi, you're wrong. And Alonso is not going to get his 33rd win. I think they need to move out of the way for younger talent. We've shown this year 6 new rookies. I mean, 5.5 if you count Lawson. 3 of which I would say are killing it. Bortoleto in a Sauber is scoring amazing points. Antonelli is keeping up with Russell for the most part in a Mercedes. And Hadjar, holy cow! I mean, both Antonelli and Hadjar have podiums this year.
Yeah.
Like, I think we've proven that the rookie crop every year is getting better and better and better, and I think Hamilton and Alonso need to move aside. Your time is done. Let the younger generation have their fun. Bye. The issue is, I don't think Ferrari would ever do that because he's such a PR and money grab.
Yeah, I think not to focus on this subject, but I think in regards to the race that you were referencing, Hamilton versus Verstappen, I do think Verstappen won that race. Like, I don't question that, but what I do think though is they should have let everyone on lap. I still stand by that.
Yeah, I think the issue. Wow, this is going to turn into a whole other video.
I know this is going to spiral very quickly.
My opinion on 2021, as someone who watched it live in the commuter lounge of Lebanon Valley College, I watched it live. They were late on letting cars unlap themselves after the incident was cleared. So they waited a lap or two before any decision was made.
That's on the FIA.
Exactly. And then after they decided, all right, let's make a decision, they were like, crap, if we let them unlap them now, the race is going to end under safety car. That would be such a horrible, that would be worse than the original mistake we just made.
Yeah.
So let's only let the cars in between the 2 people on the lead lap go. I think, yes, the second decision benefited Verstappen. The first decision, the first mistake they made, benefited Hamilton. I think it was just a matter of who got the benefit last, and it was Verstappen. I think I agree with this statement on 2021 should not have happened. The FIA should have done better. Neither driver deserved Abu Dhabi 2021. Verstappen deserved the driver's title that year, though. I mean, the amount of times he and Hamilton took each other out, and 2 of which Hamilton almost killed Verstappen, I think Verstappen deserved it. But anyway, I think Hamilton is past his prime.
Yes.
They'd be stupid to drop Leclerc, but if they do, that's a hot commodity to pick up. Same with Piastri. If Piastri decides to leave McLaren at the end of this year. I think if Norris wins the Drivers' Championship, Piastri leaves. I think no matter what happens, no matter how Norris wins, even if it's good, clean racing for the rest of this year, if Norris wins the Drivers, Piastri will leave.
I agree. I think if Piastri loses out on the Drivers' Championship, where he's led most of the season, I think he's done.
Yep.
I really do. I think he's out. But one last topic to get to before we end the video. If it's not Hadjar, who gets second Red Bull seat?
I think they just keep... Well, okay. I think they would keep Yuki. If Piastri leaves McLaren, Red Bull will try. I don't think Piastri would accept being a second driver to Verstappen, though.
No, I don't think so either.
Because no matter who you pair with Verstappen, that person will be a second driver.
So in a world, in a crazy world where this might happen, where Piastri leaves for Ferrari, and then either Leclerc or Hamilton is dropped, do one of them go to Red Bull? There's no way. there's literally no
Do you
world in
know
which that would happen.
how funny it would be to have Verstappen and Hamilton on the same team at Red Bull?
And for it to be Red Bull too.
Yeah.
Like, you would think years ago that it would be Mercedes. No. No.
That would be hilarious. But no, I don't think so. I don't think the Piastri thing is going to happen.
I'm going down a rabbit hole.
No, yeah. The last thing I will say on the Piastri versus Norris, I think papaya rules. Everybody has been like, oh, it's in Norris's favor, it's in Norris's favor. I think there's been instances of it being in both drivers' favor. However, papaya rules are probably gone now. McLaren won the Constructors' title. They no longer need to worry about getting both cars back into the garage / both cars in point scoring position. I think they're going to say, go race each other, no switching positions. If something happens and the other driver's ahead, it's too bad, so sad. I'm sorry. Move on. They're going to hit a point where they're like, hey, if you destroy the car, we already won. We're sipping champagne in the back. Do whatever you want. Like, I think we've hit a point where papaya rules are gone. And I think that benefits Norris. We saw in Singapore, he made that aggressive move, had a snap of understeer, bumped Piastri. There was very little negativity for Piastri. He lost one position, and it was to Norris. I think because of pace and racecraft, Norris has the edge if papaya rules go out the window, and it'll be very interesting if team orders go away, Norris does better. Team orders are there, Piastri does better, yet the entire F1 fan base is saying McLaren is doing things to favor Lando, yet Piastri's the only one that's winning right now. So we'll see. It all
be
depends.
Interesting to see these next. Well, I guess there's 2 months left in the season. These final 2 months are gonna be crazy. And yeah, if Piastri doesn't win drivers, I think he wants out.
Yep.
Big time.
Yeah. Yep.
But,
six Grand Prix, 3 sprint races. There's still a lot of points up for grabs. I mean, hell, Leclerc's still technically, mathematically in the Drivers' Championship.
Mathematically.
I don't think him or Russell are going to get there, but Verstappen has been on a charge.
Verstappen, if he wins the Grand Prix this weekend,
if he wins the Grand Prix, maybe not the sprint, if he wins the Grand Prix and scores in the sprint, I would confidently say that I would bet on him to win the drivers.
Wow.
Yep. I think the unfortunate thing is Piastri's losing his cool. He is not as level-headed, calm, collected, icy cold as he used to be. And Norris
does still make some boneheaded mistakes.
Absolutely, but he's slowly getting more and more ground on Piastri because he's just slightly edging Piastri out, and Piastri is still losing his crap. I think in the end, like I said, Norris has better racecraft and better pace. I think Norris is about to start being the more level-headed, calmer one. And I think he'll win the drivers unless Verstappen wins. If Verstappen wins a Grand Prix in either this weekend in Texas or next weekend in Mexico, I would say I think he's coming in second or winning the drivers.
I feel like he would have to win both. Like he's at a point now where he has to start stacking some wins.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Either that or he needs to podium and McLaren needs to start DNFing, but that's probably not going to happen.
I mean, it might if they start racing each other the way they want to.
Unless they DNF each other. Yeah.
But, all right.
Well, I believe that's everything.
Would you like to do the plug for Sunday?
Sure, yes. Join us. Gridironing Gridlock, Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We will be talking F1 and NFL, and possibly sprinkle in some MLB and college football.
Yeah.
But we hope to see you there. We will be live on YouTube. And, anything else, Ethan, before we
Go Falcons.
What'd you say?
Go Falcons.
Go Falcons, yeah. We'll talk about their big win this weekend as well.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
See ya.